What's up, everybody? Welcome to Observe and Proceed, where I observe, then proceed to react. And today I want to react to a couple of arsons that has happened here in SoCal. One in Ontario, where a whole warehouse was burned down, and one in Hollywood, where I guess this magic castle was burnt down. It's pretty wild. Happened on the same day. Let's react to it. But before I do, I'd like to thank everybody for liking and subscribing. And if you haven't, if you could please do that, I will highly appreciate that. If not, it's all good. Yeah, but anyway, let's get into the video. Here's the one that apparently a worker burned down this warehouse. It's wild.
Now at noon, we are following breaking news from Ontario. An employee has been taken into custody on suspicion of starting this massive warehouse.
Imagine that. I hate my job. I'm just going to burn it to the ground, man. Imagine how much you have to hate your job for this. This is crazy.
House fire. Thank you for joining us on the KTLA 5 News at noon. I'm Samantha Cortese. That fire raged for several hours, tearing through the 1 million square foot building. Officials believe that was set intentionally. KTLA's Chip Yost is live in Ontario with more information. Hi, Chip.
Yeah, and this is a massive fire because the warehouse this was in was massive. We're in the car here so we can show you a live look from the roof cam. Look over here. You see firefighters still on those ladders trying to fight this fire. As we pull out here, you can just see how big of a task that is. This is a warehouse for Kimberly-Clark. They are a company you might not know by name, but you definitely probably know some of their products and have used some of their products. As we tell you about that, let's take a look at some video from earlier. This was an intense fire in part because of what was inside that warehouse. Kimberly-Clark owns brands like Kleenex and Scott paper towels. So this warehouse, this 1.2 million square foot
million square feet, paper towels, highly flammable objects, all set on fire. That's insane. I don't think there was any casualties, but I mean, it sure seems like everything, like someone would get like burnt, you know what I mean? But yeah, let's keep listening.
Warehouse was full of paper products like that. We don't know exactly what was in there, but we know Kimberly-Clark owns Kleenex. They own Scott paper towels, Cottonelle toilet paper. So those kinds of products, just think how quickly they can go up, and they went up very quickly according to firefighters. They got a call here. This is on Hellman Avenue here in Ontario. They got a call here to this warehouse at around 12:30 this morning. When they got here, they initially thought it was maybe a small isolated fire and that the sprinklers would help them get it under control. They quickly realized it wasn't the case. There was fire spread out through the whole warehouse, so they had to retreat outside of the warehouse, get firefighters out of there because it was too dangerous. At the time, they thought somebody or heard somebody might be missing. There were 20 employees working at the time. They thought one might be missing. Later turns out that person wasn't missing. That person was a suspect. They believe this was a case of arson. Here is more on that.
We've located the subject of interest. They were detained. They were taken into custody, and they have been interviewed by the Ontario Police Department and the Ontario Fire Department's arson investigators. That individual was, in fact, our original missing person that was originally reported by the occupants of the building.
So no one was burnt. That one guy was missing who did it. But that's strange, you know, that everyone knew that not to be in the building. You know what I mean? Everyone got out. Usually, like, I guess, like, you know, when stuff like this happens, people, they get set ablaze, man. There's casualties. There's no casualties. Leads me to believe that it was an inside job. Yeah, the employee did it, but, you know, why did he got caught doing it, basically? But I feel like this was an inside job. Insurance or something. I don't know. Who knows? But the fact that there is no casualties, and it makes me believe that people knew about this beforehand.
Now this is some of the assistance they've been getting. Look at this. This is a robotic firefighting tool from the LA City Fire Department. They've had more than 140 firefighters on this from multiple departments. LA City sent that robot firefighting device you see there over to help out. Here's more on how that thing could help.
It is a fire suppression resource that we can send into a dangerous area where it is not safe to deploy a firefighter to make a better, more pinpoint attack on the seat of the fire inside of the structure, again, to where we can't place a firefighter in danger.
Now here's another issue going on. This is a live look. Look at that plume of smoke over this fire.
All those chemicals.
That smoke is going throughout the entire area. When I first got here, stopped at a shopping center a couple of miles away, and you could smell the smoke. Ashes were everywhere, and that's the case for the surrounding community. So they're obviously trying to get this fire out, or at least get the smoke out. It's contained. The fire is contained, but trying to do what they can as we go back over here and look at some of the water being put on the fire, do what they can to get that smoke out, because it is causing some air quality issues here in the surrounding community, as you might expect. For now, reporting here.
Insane. Yeah, if I was in Ontario, I mean, I would probably have to leave for the day or two, get a room somewhere else, man, because you don't want to breathe that in. It's going to cause health problems, obviously. Let's see what the comments are saying. I wonder how many people are out of work because of this fire. That's another thing. Now, all these people are out of work. Milton was pissed they took his red stapler. I think it's deeper than that. Is it just me, or does it seem a sudden increase in damaging fires? That's what I'm saying. This is a thing. Seems like a huge paper warehouse would have extra sprinkler systems for fire suppression. And maybe it was done on purpose, disabled on purpose. On top of that, man, this stuff is highly flammable. It'll burn quick. A little bit of water ain't gonna stop it. Everyone's talking about the sprinklers. That's what I'm saying, man. There's something fishy about this, bro. This is a third warehouse in a week, 2 in the States. So this has been happening elsewhere too. This is a thing. I think, yeah, this is suspicious. And who are the owners of Kimberly-Clark? Vanguard. There it is. You know, they do a lot of shady things. This has to be like some insurance thing. This is something. This is a money play for sure. Like I don't believe that some employee just did this by himself. But yeah, highly suspicious. This has been happening. And then there's a magic house in Hollywood. Same thing happened. There's actually been a dispute with I read right here. Randy Pitchford, a magician who supposedly owns it, but he's in disputes with the Academy of Magical Arts. They're like, this is like some like Scientology thing. Magicians Academy. This is crazy. And they're in dispute with this thing being open to the public or not. And apparently today it was set ablaze. Let's see this.
Now to the intense firefight at a multi-million-dollar mansion in Beverly Crest. Air 7 showing some of the intense flames shooting through the roof. Eyewitness News reporter Liz Nagy has new details, including why it took hours to finally put this fire out.
This smell of smoke hangs in the air tonight, and you can see hours later, fire crews are still here trying to knock down hot spots. Firefighters say a few people were home at the time when the fire ignited, triggering a massive response that taxed the training of LA firefighters. Hot orange flames tore through the roof of this sprawling Beverly Crest mansion, quickly consuming large swaths of shingles in its fiery...
Look at those flames, bro. Was there like propane or something in there? That's burning hard, like that's burning like way harder than the warehouse.
Path. From the ground, dozens of LA firefighters tried desperately to douse it with water. The attic fire quickly outran crews.
The attic was cut up into multiple partitions, so as they would put out one section of the fire, there'd be another fire in the next one that was free burning. They get to that, and they continued. It was kind of a domino effect.
Even more troubling was the unconventional construction and sheer size of the home that quickly became fodder for flames.
It's a mansion, so there's a lot of construction features that we don't train on because they're abnormal.
Firefighters fanned out across the property and managed to contain the fire damage to the attic, but the volume of water caused portions of the upper floor to give way. Hours into the fire, video shows crews working their way in and up a grand staircase, opulent decor surrounded by smoke and saturated walls. Beyond the home's privacy hedges, construction crews on neighboring lots scrambled to protect it.
We've rolled out garden hoses next door. My team, my asset management team is here, as well as some people that work for our client, and we're doing everything we can to make sure it doesn't happen to us.
After 4 hours, the work of more than 100 firefighters salvaged what they could of this 24,000 square foot home. As fire crews work to clean up the aftermath, investigators are now just beginning to figure out exactly what sparked this fire in the first place. Reporting in Beverly.
Yeah, so firefighters have been busy in Southern California. Very busy. And this one seems like straight up like, man, I'm gonna get this insurance money because of the dispute. We can close down the mansion to the public, all that. Anyway, let me see the comments right here. You don't have to say multi-million-dollar mansion. They're all multi-million dollars. Yeah. Hope their insurance policy is up to date. Ask Pratt about that. Right. That's what I'm thinking. Why they didn't call the water drops is beyond me. They knew from the start they could not get a ladder trucks on the property with the flames they were seeing. A few water drops from helicopters would have knocked that right down. They could have hovered. Bro. Come on, bro. This isn't the forest. It would cause probably more damage to the house, you know? But yeah, man, all this seems fishy, and I feel like arson is the new way of like, let's get this insurance money, let's solve this. You know, like we have a money issue. This is the way out type of stuff. Like this is all fishy to me. Just the way it's burning. All this stuff is not on accident. None of it is. In fact, there's no casualties. I mean, thank God, but very, very fishy. And, you know, we've learned that these fires have been happening throughout these corporations, these businesses. This isn't a regular mansion, too. Like I said, this is like some academy, and this billionaire, a magician, owns it. It's a whole dispute with that, too. And these corporations are basically finding ways out through arson. I don't know. You tell me. I want to see what you guys think in the comments. Please like, subscribe, hype, all that good stuff. I'll see you on the next video.